Previously on Yandere Academy.
Good morning, class. Please take your seats. Welcome to English 101. My name is Professor Cooper, and I will be your English professor for the next 4 years of your college career. What is your name, my dear? Her name doesn't matter. All you need to know is that she's painfully shy and she has no future. Mr. Anderson, I don't recall asking you. Now let her speak. She's my girlfriend, so I know everything about her. You are aware of my zero-tolerance policy on bullying and toxic masculinity, correct? Yeah, but what does that have to do with my girlfriend? Oh, it has everything to do with her. Even look in her general direction again, and I will bury this knife so far into your chest, you won't have any time to scream or even piss your pants. What did I say about fighting your restraints? Mustn't bruise your gorgeous wrists and hands now.
Dante, it's Maze. I know you're in there.
Oh, Dr. Keene. I wasn't expecting you. Do forgive me. I'm afraid I overslept this morning.
What have you done this time, Cooper? Just show me the girl.
What girl? There's no girl. It's just me and you here.
Just when I thought he was on the right path.
Did you really think I'd let you start seeing another guy behind my back? I didn't let you out of my house just so you could start flirting with other guys.
Dante Cooper, hands in the air.
What? What is the meaning of this?
Hands in the air, Mr. Cooper. Step away from the girl.
Lieutenant, we need to get her down to the station to give her statement. Keeping her in this place any longer will just be cruel.
I suppose you're right, Sergeant. Will you take her down to the station? I need to stay here with forensics to see if I can find any more evidence incriminating this guy.
Of course.
It's all right, hun. You're safe with my sergeant.
Surprise, baby doll.
So he's up to his old habits again. Just when I thought he had moved past all of this, he goes out of his way to prove me wrong. Which means there's already an APB on his car, and they're already putting his face out there for people to look for. No doubt they already have his face on the news with the fucking annoying tip line.
Why does that fucking shrew always ruin everything? If she's told everything that's happened until this point, not only will she force me to relocate, but she'll also force me to change my name again. I can't keep starting over like this.
Look harder at yourself, Dante. Look closer. You're becoming what you despise most.
I've been so focused on saving women before they make mistakes. I haven't been paying any attention to the ones who've already been abused.
Well, I can think of one who might be willing to give you another chance.
After all I've done, why would she be willing to give me another chance?
So, here we are again. New state, new school, new name, new life. And this time, he's not the only one starting over. It was a minor miracle she agreed to relocate alongside us, but I am thankful she has decided to try again with Dante. His actions up until that point were abhorrent to say the least, but in some twisted way, his heart was in the right place. She knows now that he never truly intended on hurting her. She may still keep her distance now, but she's willing to understand and learn where he came from. To aid in this, I have made sure that they are both enrolled at the same university, just enough distance while still keeping them together. I haven't told her to take one of his classes, as I don't expect her to. I have left everything up to her, and I have told Dante to act as normal as he can without trying to influence her decisions. I've actually instructed him to stay away from her as much as he possibly can, which to my surprise, he has adhered to quite well. It's already been 6 months since we relocated, and no signs of trouble have followed us. And from what I can tell, the disappearance of Mr. Anderson has been deemed a mugging from gang activity, and a copycat took the fall for Dante's arrest. They both have a clean slate now to do with as they please. Let's just hope they don't allow history to repeat itself. Come in. Oh, hello, dear. A bit early for your appointment today. Is everything all right? Ah, I see. Well, have a seat and we can get you on your way to your next class. So, the reason I asked you in today was because I wanted to make sure everything was still going all right with you. I know moving away like we did wasn't easy on you, but I know you understand why we had to do it. And although I have been keeping an eye on you throughout the year, I wanted to make sure what you were portraying was the truth. What I mean is, I wanted to make sure there were no secrets or any worries that you were trying to hide from me or Dante. Oh, I see. You're having trouble readjusting to your new name? No, dear, carrying the Cooper surname does not mean you two are married. Far from it. It's just an easier way to rename you without having to deal with the red tape legalities that go along with name changes. That marriage license I had you sign was just part of the ruse. No, dear. You're not tied to Dante in that way at all. It was just the easiest way for us to hide your identity without completely stripping you of it, like I had to do with him. What do I mean? Well, you must have noticed by now. Dear, Dante Cooper is not a professor at this university. No. If you look at the official yearbook or official staff transcripts, he's nowhere in the system or the payroll. We changed his entire name so as to avoid rousing suspicion, like we always do when something like this happens. Never mind what we changed it to. All that matters is he's here with you, and I'm here to keep you both in check while we get both of your lives back on track. Now you'd better get to your next class. I've read about your tardy record, and I sure would hate to see you in my office due to disciplinary issues. Good luck, Rose Thorne Cooper.
Another day, another lame-ass sensory dulling class taught by the one asshole my age who treats me like a child. Oh, sorry. I'm just irritated I have to take this stupid class to graduate. I'm a psychology major. I shouldn't have to waste my senses away listening to someone my age blabber on about literature history. I'm Nico, by the way. 33 years old, psychology major. You're Rose, right? Yeah, you're the new girl who transferred here 6 months ago. I gotta say, the gossip about you has not done you justice. Oh, don't be modest. Just you sitting next to me is doing all of my senses a huge favor. What do I mean? Well, for one thing...
Good afternoon, class. Everyone quiet down. We have a lot to get through today before your midterm next week. I understand we have some new students joining us today, so let me get the introductions out of the way. My name is Professor Victor Anderson, and I will be your warden for the next year. If you are joining this class with no prior knowledge of what we have already discussed, then borrow notes from your classmates and pray you can still pass this midterm on a wing and a miracle, as I do not teach the same lesson more than once during a school year. Everyone here will tell you I thoroughly dislike having to repeat myself.
What did I tell you? Don't worry, though. I'll make sure he doesn't dull those sweet, keen senses of yours, Rose.
Mr. Mariani, do you have something you wish to say?
Not at all, Vic. I was just telling my new friend Rose here she could borrow my notes after class.
I've told you before to refrain from calling me by my first name, Mr. Mariani. We may be of the same age group, but need I remind you to still show your professor some respect?
Sorry, Mr. Anderson.
And Miss Rose, was it? See me after class, please. Now, as I was saying, the midterm this year will require you to write a 1,000-word essay on the historical accuracy of the Divine Comedy from the time period it was written compared to the time period it was attempting to portray. There will also be a multiple-choice section which will comprise of 50 questions and 5 bonus questions. Each question will amount to 2 points, and each bonus question will amount to 5 points. As part of your homework for tonight and tomorrow night, I will send you away with a practice test comprised of test questions like the ones on the actual test, and a few practice prompts for your essay. During class the day after tomorrow, we will each go over our practice tests and essays, and observe how each of you did and see who needs to improve. And like I said before to all of you new students, pray to Dante you can pass this test, because if not, you will have to repeat my entire class next year.
Don't worry, Rose. He puffs his chest more than he really means. His tests are actually incredibly easy, even for college-level standards. I'm sure you'll do just fine. But if you need a little help, I can always let you cheat off my test if you want. Oh yeah, it'll be fine. He boasts about catching cheaters before they strike, but his eyesight is nothing compared to my peripheral vision and keen sense of hearing. He's met his match, and he doesn't even know it. Sounds like someone already has the hots for Mr. Anderson. Funny. You don't seem like the type to go after someone like him. Well, I'd say you have the hots for him, considering you're defending him so quickly.
Mr. Mariani, do you intend on sharing Miss Cooper's middle name?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, I'm sure all of us are wondering if you're planning on sharing Miss Cooper's middle name, considering how you're practically pulling her into your lap and constantly talking her ear off while I'm trying to give a lesson.
What are you talking about? Why would I share her middle name? Have you finally cracked, Vic? Does this mean the midterm's over?
I ask if you share her middle name, Mr. Mariani, because just like the delicate flora she has been blessedly named after, you are quickly becoming a larger thorn in my side than I had originally anticipated. Or did you think I hadn't heard you tell her you would let her cheat off your test, and that my midterm would be incredibly easy?
I was just making sure your senses weren't getting lost due to old age, old man. And unlike you or anyone else here, I wanted to make sure the new girl knew she had a friend in hell she could depend on.
Well, Mr. Mariani, if you had read the Divine Comedy like you were expected to at this point, you would already know that once you're in hell, the only person you can rely on to save you is the devil himself. That's it for today. Please take a practice test and essay prompt sheet on your way out.
Do you want me to hang back and wait for you? Well, he was right about one thing. When it comes to his class, he does turn it into a dungeon from hell. And in this hell, he is the devil you need to watch out for. Are you sure? Alright, your funeral, I guess. Just keep those senses sharp and alert, okay? See ya. Later, Vic. See you tomorrow.
My. Well, wasn't this a nice surprise, seeing you in my class? I thought you never wanted to see me again. You thought I didn't teach here? Why would you think that? Dr. Keene told you we would still be in close proximity, remember? Oh, you thought I'd carry the same name as before. Unfortunately, keeping names isn't a luxury someone like me can afford. You are now aware of. Because of what I did back at the university,
I couldn't risk keeping my previous name and being found. And that same fear carried over to you, which is why I requested we change your name as well. Which... I apologize for that too, Rosebud. If I had it my way, your name would still be as it was before. It suited you perfectly, and was one of the most beautiful names I had ever heard. Honestly, if there ever came a time where I was chained up and could only hear one name for the rest of eternity, I'd want that name to be yours, Rosebud. But the real question is, why did you come here? Of all classes to attend, why attend mine? You wanted to see if I'd changed. You wanted to see if I would notice you. Oh, my sweet darling rose petal. If I were blind and deaf, I would still be able to notice you in a crowd. Come here. They say true attraction is felt in a person's soul. And for the longest time, I thought I was born without a soul. But whenever you're near me, your very existence sparks my non-existent soul into being. Every breath, every touch, every kiss. From the minute you first walked into my classroom, Rose Petal, my entire life and future was putty in your hands. And just like that putty, you molded me into what you and I truly needed. You needed someone who could protect you. And I needed someone to protect and care for. Dr. Keene told me that you were more than capable of taking care of yourself, and I believe that. But deep down, you know you don't want to worry about being by yourself, do you? Rosebud, I saw your want for protection the minute you let your guard down in my office. In the end, we both want the same thing. A distraction from our own lives. Someone to use as a diversion from our own dramatic and stressful mountain of bullshit. You want someone to protect you, so you no longer have to watch your every move, or worry about looking behind every corner. And I want someone to protect, so I can feel useful, and have that false sense of doing some good for once in my life. I saw Nico doing his best to distract you from my lesson. And even though it still makes my blood boil seeing another male trying to steal what I have already tried to call mine, I promise I won't interfere unless you ask me to. Not only because I don't want to blow our cover, but I know you have your own life to live too. And if I've learned anything, it's that I can't make any decisions for you until you give me expressed permission to do so. I promise, Rose Petal. I won't hurt him or anyone else unless you ask it. I am at your command now, and although you are a free woman, you must know that I am now forever bound and shackled at your will. I am bound because I don't want to lose you again. I know it was you who called the cops and volunteered to wear that wire. And when I saw the lengths you had gone to escape, I knew I had lost you. Even when I had you tied up in my house, I knew I had lost you. And just like my sister, I was scared you were never coming back. That's why I begged Dr. Keene to bring you along and have you follow our usual relocation rules, while also allowing you complete freedom and the ability to choose for yourself. I knew I had already scared you away, past what I thought was the point of no return. I was just about to give up hope that you never, ever wanted to see me again. But today, when I walked in and saw you, I know this is a lot to process, and I'm sorry to say this now, but I will love you, Rose Petal. Forever, and I still love you. I will always love you, no matter what you decide. No matter how much you hurt me or wish to leave, I will still love you.
You're choosing to leave? I understand. I won't pursue you, and I won't interfere in your life ever again. You're needing to go to your next class. Right. Of course. Wait, before you go, I have an extra assignment for you. An extra helping, if you will, to bring you up to speed in Dante's Inferno. Non posso vivere senza di te. Voglio passare il resto della mia vita con te. Mi hai cambiato la vita. Vi voglio sempre al mio fianco. Mi vuoi sposare? I want you to translate what I just said. Then I want you to respond as best as you can. Can you do that? Don't worry, my sweet blushing rose petal. I'll send you a recording of it later, so you can listen to it over and over until you can figure it out. Take as much time as you need, and refrain from using those damn translators. As you know, cheating is a highly punishable offense, and I'd hate to see us get off on the wrong foot again. I know you'll figure it out in no time. Now, off with you to your next class. Until tomorrow, Miss Cooper.